A recent study conducted by the University of Illinois discovered that 48% of people will pick up a random USB stick, plug it into their computers, and open up the files on them. Excuse me? More like 48% of people don't mind getting their computers hacked. Hackers are now uploading viruses or spyware onto USBs and leaving them in random places. If you plug them into your computer, then this gives them access to all your personal information. In fact, they often leave these USBs outside of big corporations with hopes that an employee will pick up the USB and plug it into their work computer. Then they will have access to all their confidential files. So I don't recommend picking up random USBs. Instead, just enjoy this video on the dumb people that have. Hey everyone, what's up and welcome back to Most Amazing Top 10. I'm your host, Lindsay Ivan, and today I'm bringing you the top 10 mysterious USBs discovered part 2. Now this is part 2, so if you like a good mystery, make sure to check out part 1 as well. And if you like this video and want to see more videos like it, then make sure to check out this playlist right here. Starting off this countdown, we have the Urban Explorer. So the person that posted this story claims that they are a frequent urban explorer. They love to explore abandoned houses, hospitals, etc. Well, one time while exploring an abandoned house, they came across a USB in a desk drawer. He took it with hopes to learn more about the people that lived in the house. But when he plugged it in, the USB was just filled with pictures of tombstones and obituaries. What's odd is that all the people on the USB died under mysterious circumstances at different times. So I don't know what's going on with this one. Seems like an odd thing to keep as a memento. In our 9th spot, we have the Blackmail. This next USB must have been owned by A from Pretty Little Liars, because it contained folders of information on a bunch of individuals. In one folder was evidence that a man was cheating on his wife. In another folder on a different individual, it was her police records stating that she had a DUI. The list went on and on. It seems like the owner was digging up dirt on these people to then use it as blackmail. Either that or the owner was a PI. Making our way down the list, number 8, we have the USB game. So this next individual found not just one, not just two, but multiple USBs. The thing is, he doesn't find the USBs. The USBs find him. It all started when a USB mysteriously appeared in his car's glove box. He thought maybe one of his friends had put it in there, so he plugged it into his computer, but nothing was on it. Weeks went by, and next thing you know, he found a USB at the bottom of a box at his work. Then he found one plugged into his computer at school. Someone was planting these USBs purposely for him to find. But the question is, why? And how much money did they waste doing this? In our 7th spot, we have the numbered flash drives. Last year, a bunch of people were finding flash drives scattered all throughout Las Vegas. It started off with one Reddit user posting a picture of a USB that he found. On the front, it had some weird symbols, while on the back, it had the number 11 written on it in Sharpie, along with the message, "Plug me in," written on it. Don't listen to that message, I would not plug it in. Then another Reddit user a couple weeks later posted saying he found a similar USB as well, but his had the number 17 on it. When he plugged it in, he found a creepy video of a doll on it. Then another person came forward saying that they found a similar USB, but this time it had the number 23 on it. On it was a similar disturbing video of a doll. This remained a mystery for quite some time. People believed that more numbered USBs were going to be found. But this mystery has now been solved. A Reddit user ended up coming forward saying that he planted these USBs all over Las Vegas as part of a marketing campaign for his music. And he's still offering a prize if someone is able to crack his cryptic message. No one has been able to solve it yet though, so it looks like a job for me. Moving on to number 6, we have the gift. Posted on Reddit by the user Thomas Evans 097, they claim that someone placed a USB in their mailbox. When he went to check for mail, he found a USB in a plastic bag with a note saying, "To you," in his mailbox. Whoever wrote this message has some pretty creepy handwriting as well. Now, I I know it's a really bad idea to see what's on it, but I would be way too curious not to. Maybe I just go to the library and plug it in there, or use somebody else's computer. Now, one user actually responded to the post saying that they think the USB probably has an EXE on it, which can be used to hack a PC. But sadly, that's all this user shared with us. We don't know if he ever plugged it in, or if he figured out who sent it and why. We are now at our 5th and halfway mark with the detective. Now, I know I've mentioned this before, but I just really want to solve a mystery. It's probably because I grew up idolizing Nancy Drew. There's just so many things in this world that need to be solved. For example, what really happened to Amelia Earhart? Who is DB Cooper? And who was Jack the Ripper? Now, I mention this because on a USB that someone found, there were a bunch of files all on Jack the Ripper, as if the owner was trying to figure out who they were. The USB contained scans of newspaper clippings, police reports, and tons of other information about the killer. This person was dedicated to solving the case. Either that or the USB belonged to Jack the Ripper himself. One of the things that was fascinating was evidence on the USB that Jack the Ripper might have been female, aka Jill the Ripper. And that's why after all these years the case still remains unsolved, because they were focusing on a male killer, not female. Coming in at number 4, we have the Anunaki. This next person shared a story in which they found a USB in the middle of an alleyway. That's a red flag right there. Anyway, he still decided to pick it up and see what's on it. And boy, was it pretty creepy what he found. So the USB contained tons of files on the Anunaki. The owner of the USB believes that the Anunaki will return to Earth in the year 2022. And for those of you who don't know, the Anunnaki dates back to ancient Sumerian times. They were said to be a group of deities that controlled the Sumerians. Some believe that they are made up beings, kind of like gods in Greek mythology, whereas others believe that they are real, and that they came to Earth from another planet, and that they are aliens who posed as gods. So the USB was filled with a bunch of theories on the Anunnaki, with a bunch of weird diagrams and cryptic messages. One thing that's for sure, the USB's owner believes in them, and is convinced that they will return back to Earth to enslave humans. In our 3rd spot, we have the Hitman. This next person found a USB that may in fact belong to a hitman. At least that's what I think. So on the USB was a list of names. Some of the names were crossed off. Others had question marks beside their names. I mean, it could be a completely innocent list, like the USB belonged to a teacher who was keeping track of which students submitted their assignments already, I don't know. Or it really could be a list of people that the hitman has killed and is going to kill. The latter makes for a better story though. Moving on to number 2, we have the clowns. So I just learned that Americans are more afraid of clowns than they are of climate change. That right there says a lot. Clowns are freaking terrifying. I don't think I've ever met a person that's like, oh my god, I just love clowns, you see their little red nose, it's so cute. No. Though I'm pretty sure some people do. Like this next USB's owner. So a man found a USB at the side of the street, and when he plugged it in, he found countless photos of clowns. Yep, big clowns, small clowns, tall clowns, you name it, the USB was just filled with clown photos. That must have been a terrifying find. Now, I have so many questions for the USB's owner. Question 1, why? Question 2, why? Question 3, why? And in our number 1 spot, we have the Stalker. So this next woman was out on the beach relaxing when she discovered a USB poking out of the sand. When she plugged the sandy USB into her computer, she found tons of photos of a woman named Janet. Now at first she thought it was just cute photos that her husband took of her. The photos were always labeled with her name and then what she was doing. So for example, there was a photo of the woman on a hiking trail and the photo was named Janet Hiking. Another photo showed Janet working out and it was named Janet at the gym. But when she dived deeper into the USB, she figured out that the guy taking the photos of Janet was not her husband, but instead her creepy stalker. So he was going around following her and snapping photos of her without her knowing. To make things worse, there was also a document on there titled Janet's Activity Log. It said things like 7 p.m. got home from work, 10 p.m. went to bed. So this guy was stalking Janet's every move for months. Pretty creepy. I just hope that Janet's okay. And that's all for today's video. Let's move on to our comment shoutout portion. I'll be shouting out comments from my video Top 10 Mysterious USBs Discovered, the first part. Quentin Ranson commented, I hope everyone has a good day. You too! Don't pick up any USBs. That's the tip of the day. Warrior Cat commented, my brain is dumb. I thought you said diarrhea when you said dairy. And I didn't say dairy, I said diary. That's okay. People always mix up the spelling of that. But dairy and diarrhea, like that's so many syllables difference. Diarrhea. Diarrhea. It's not. I don't know. It's not close. I'm gonna stop saying diarrhea on camera. NotABrother21 commented, once in middle school my friend found a USB. He found pictures of feet and hands. That's disturbing. And I hope that they were still attached to the person's body, not just like cut off picture. That's just weird. And that's all the comments I'm showing out for today's video. Make sure to comment something down below for a chance to be featured in my next comment shoutout. And as always, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to Most Amazing Top 10 for more amazing videos. I've been your host, Lindsay Ivan, and I'll see you when I see ya. This next USB must have been owned by a Reddit user ended up coming forward saying that he planted these when he went to check for mail, he found a USB in a plastic bag with a note saying, when he went to they were said to be a group of deities that controlled the Sumerians. So for example, there was a photo of her on a